Live, baby. We are live. We are doing it live. Live and in charge. Hold on. Let me get the full face going. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a great Friday, which kind of weird. It's felt like Friday the last like 3 days. Oops. But it feels like it's been like Friday the last like 3 days, dude. And like whenever it finally got here today, it almost kind of didn't feel like it. It was like, hey, is today Friday? Huh. But it's just, I don't know, it's one of those things. But we got another great nightly cast for you tonight, and I am joined by my lovely wife, Kimberly. How you doing, beautiful? How are you doing?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm good. A little cold, man. It's snowing like crazy today.
I know it's so pretty outside.
Yeah, it's nice looking, but I'm not looking forward to tomorrow morning having to shovel.
Right.
I might have the girls go do it. You know, be like, hey girls, you want to make $5?
They most likely will. They like doing that anyways.
Yeah, they're like doing it anyway. They're pretty good kids.
Yeah. Because then they like gathering it all up in their own little spot. Snowmen and snowballs and stuff like that.
Yeah, they like building the family snowmen. They're like, oh look, we got a mom, we got a dad, la 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 la, yeah, all that stuff. But I don't know if it snowed enough to do all that. It might not even be enough for like a full shovel. It might get away with just hitting it with like the shop broom real quick.
Right.
You know?
Or just some ice meltdown. Let it do it.
Fuck that. That ice melt is expensive. Yeah. It'll sprinkle some there'll be like barely any powder. You better get the ice melt. Like, no? Fucking $20 for a jug like that? You know, you better fucking wait till February to open that shit. You know, that shit's expensive. But we got a good show for everybody tonight. We, like the title says, we are going to be talking about secrets of the Vatican. If there are any secrets in it, and we're gonna be talking about like one device like in particular that I'm completely fascinated by, and it's called the Chronovisor, not coronavirus, but the Chronovisor. This thing, it's trippy. So that's gonna be the show tonight. And you know, we're just gonna keep it lax, gonna keep it loose. You know, it's gonna be a fun Friday. And then we'll see, and then we'll get power through that, and we'll definitely have a show tomorrow, and then we'll have The Chosen on Sunday. That's pretty much like the schedule coming up for like the weekend. We'll have a show tomorrow at 9:30, and then we'll do the 6:45 p.m. showing of The Chosen, the watch party on Sunday. So that'll be really dope. So I figured maybe we can do like the Vatican tonight and talk about this Chronovisor, and then we can talk about something else kind of like geared towards this, like tomorrow or something like that. I'll pick one of the many topics that I want to talk about, and then Sunday we can do like the watch party. It'll be nice, like little like 3-day weekend deal.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited for this Sunday's episode of
I'm super excited for The Chosen. I'm super excited. I love that show. It's coming out so good. It's turning out to be such like a great show. I love it.
It's so good. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I wish we could binge watch it, but then I'm glad because we can make more content, and it humbles us. It keeps us patient.
Yeah, right.
We don't need to be sitting there binging like everything all at once. You know.
I know we have gotten really spoiled by being able to binge watch, and now all these like streaming services are now doing weekly releases as well. So it's like we're going back to where you have to wait for things to come out again. So it's like there's not really any binge watching until the season's done.
Yeah, and I'm cool with like no more binge watching. You know, like I don't mind having to wait. Give them something to do. Give them something to look forward to. You know, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. But we'll get to watch that every Sunday, and we will be. I believe they do have a show on Christmas Day on Sunday.
I know there's a Christmas special for sure. I'm not sure when it's airing, but I know I believe I saw something anyways about a Christmas special.
Okay. So we'll definitely be airing that then. We'll definitely be doing the watch party of the Christmas special. It'll be fun. I hope that everybody can join us for that. Every Sunday, if you enjoy watching The Chosen, you want to watch it with us, we're going to be streaming it every Sunday at 6:45. And if you don't want to watch it with us, you can watch it at angel.com. That's Angel Studios, and they do free streaming, and you can watch it every Sunday. 7 o'clock is a premiere. It's dope. But anyway, on with the show tonight. Like we said, talking about the Vatican and all of its secrets, okay? Now, this is all going to be theory and speculation, okay? We're not married to any of these ideas.
Right.
Like we're not like, yep, that's the truth. That's what it is. But they are fun theories, and some of it kind of is suspicious. It's like, wait a minute. Is that possible? Because honestly, some of the tech that the government has created, like just our government alone has created, like the tech. If people could see just like a sliver of what we've created, it would just blow fucking minds. Just nuke them. Just you're done. You just went like slate wiped clean. You don't even have your own thoughts anymore. Like it's done.
I know if they were given the kind of stuff to Star Trek back in the day that they were showing us, like, can you imagine like, no telling what kind of technology they have now that they're not showing us at all.
Oh, I know, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, I know for a fact that we have like cloaking. We have like cloaking technology, like some Harry Potter shit, like an invisibility, like cloak shit. I know for a fact we have that.
I mean, like, I can see how that's possible because it's,
it's just like a different type of mirror technology.
Yeah, like, I can totally see how somebody can make something like that. I mean, people almost do that like at home already. You know,
you can fucking buy the downgraded version of it for hunting at fucking Academy or Dick's or anything now,
right?
So yeah, they got it. Like, don't even fool yourself. So yeah, like I fully believe that like I believe the Vatican holds quite a lot of secrets. I believe like a lot of these big churches do have like some like type of like vault system or secret archive system. And they house like some pretty important relics. Case in point, when Notre Dame caught on fire. You remember that?
Yeah,
like a couple years ago?
Of course, it was horrible.
Yeah, that was awful. But they found that crown of thorns.
Yep.
Underneath it.
Yep, I remember that.
In that like secret room or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, like these old churches and these old buildings and all these probably like the main hubs like Notre Dame, the Vatican, other huge cathedrals that are all over the world that are like first sight spots. Yeah, like they probably house it.
They both have to, because one, like, we have stuff from history that is really important that you don't want people to get, so we do have to have somewhere to actually store this stuff that's going to be safe, and
that can't go into the wrong hands or something.
Right, and it shouldn't be the hands of the government. I mean, if the churches aren't so corrupt, it's good that it's maybe in the hands of the church, but I know that's not the case. But
I think though, out of all like the entities that are out there in the world, I think like the church is the safest one.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Because I mean, really, if you want to get down to it, the Vatican's only down to preying on boys. So young boys are the ones that need to watch out with them. They're not trying to take over take people out like that.
Yeah, right.
As far as we know.
Right.
There's speculation and theory, but hard concrete evidence and proof. They're not trying to hurt anybody. They're not trying to like conquer like that and like lay slaughter or anything.
Right.
So,
right.
I don't know. But I do think that it's probably best that it's in their hands, because I do believe they, like the Vatican themselves, probably like have some, I guess you could say, divine or super powered or super important relics.
Yeah. Like the crown of thorn.
They probably have that now. They probably have it now.
It just needs to be somewhere safe. I mean, like, Good Lord, that is like the good Lord's. Like
Yeah.
someone keep it safe.
Yeah, someone needs to keep that safe. But I think they have things like, you know, the Spear of Destiny.
Oh yeah. I heard that they had that. Yeah.
I've heard they have that. And then I've heard they have some off the wall stuff too. Like they have one of Hitler's original like Nazi mobiles.
That is insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, like down below the Vatican, there's no denying that they have like a huge library that is very secretive. You can only go visit it if you're a studying PhD and you have to be studying a certain thing, or you meet a certain like status quo in a certain field.
My
Like
goodness.
it's very hard to get into this library.
But people have gone.
Yeah, people have gone. But another thing is you got to know what you want. You're not allowed to browse it like a library because they take you to a room and you sit down, and then they tell you tell them like, hey, I want like this book, and this book, and they'll bring it to you. So you have to know those books exist.
Right.
Like, if you don't, like I said, you can't walk around and just browse.
Right.
You know, like they have their people go in and get the books or the scripts and the texts and all this, and they bring them to you. And then you read them, and I think you can read them all day for as long as you want. And then when you're done, you give them back, and then you're done. Then if you want to read more, then you have to leave and come back the next day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Like that's what's crazy is they're super secretive with all of their information and all this shit.
Then look how I know in a movie, Doctor Strange. How whenever the first movie, whenever he's like going and like learning how to be strange, or you know,
Sorcerer Supreme type deal.
Yeah. In the library that they have,
right,
and the measurements they went to,
to keep something some of their
safe.
Stuff.
Yes, I mean, like,
yeah, there's because that's the thing about the devil. Everybody, this is the devil's. His second best trick. His first best trick is convincing people that he's actually not real. But his second best trick is being able to tell you 9 truths and then 1 lie and make you think it's all a lie. So there's probably like a little bit of truth behind that scene that we saw with Doctor Strange, because there is a whole like universal like karmic reactions to stuff, and a lot of the people in Hollywood give into this belief of a cabal where if you put out what you're doing to people or secrets that you're keeping from them through different forms of entertainment, then ultimately on a grand scale of it, they've accepted it and are cool with it, and they receive no karma.
Right. Because there is another show that is kind of like that too, where they have a secret library. Nobody knows about it. You have to be like the top of it. It's called Magician, I believe. That's what the TV show is called. Magicians. And it's like portals that they go through, but you can go into these libraries, and it has like all like the secrets and like hidden and like forbidden knowledge, and in their world it's like spells and like whatever, because you know it's like one of those kind of things I would watch.
Oh yeah, I know.
I know. You talked about it on the cast the other day. All my monsters.
All your monsters and creepies and spells.
Yep. So it was one of those, and I think that's what it was called. I mean, it was a very interesting it was an interesting show, but yeah.
Right.
But still like how they would put stuff like that into it, you know, like the things that they had in the show is like kind of like that. The library was totally secret. It was underground. It was hard to get to. Nobody like even knew it existed unless you were like, and then it was also like the way you would request books from the library. You had to know what you needed.
Yeah, that's totally the same thing. So, yeah, they probably do have some like crazy shit down there. You know? Got some crazy shit, and they're putting it out there in front of you so they don't receive any karmic backlash.
Yep, because whenever that's what that seems like.
Because that is one thing like all people can agree on, is that karma is like real. Karma's real. It's one of those things that's just real. Like everybody just comes to an agreement. Yep. And in that cabal type of thinking that Hollywood promotes and a lot of them believe in, is that put it out there so you don't get in trouble for it.
That is so insane.
Yeah, it's, you know, they're professional snake oil salesmen.
Yep.
No, they lie to you.
And they know all the dirty truths and how to actually do this stuff. because they have that information that they keep from us in these secret libraries.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that there's things that could benefit humanity possibly down there. Like I've heard the emerald tablets from Thoth in Egypt. I've heard that his emerald tablets are in there.
That is so freaking cool.
Like that would be crazy to see that.
Yeah. Like, can they at least just like take pictures of it and like?
Fuck no.
I just want to see
they
it,
don't even
man.
want to acknowledge it.
I know they don't, because then it would reveal that Jesus is real and Jesus is the truth and Jesus is the way.
It would reveal a lot of things like that were taught in Egypt, that in knowledge that Thoth had, you know, like ancient knowledge, alchemy, things like that. And these are things that could help us quite a bit. You know, that's why those emerald tabs, not really so much the divinity behind them, but more of like the benefits that can really help humanity and everything like that. In other knowledge as well and everything, because that's kind of what like Thoth was known for, was like knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe they have that shit down in there. And because I mean there's over 50 miles, 50 miles of shelves with shit on them. And then they also have like big storage rooms, which are rooms like I think they have like one of the original Nazi mobiles in, you know?
Oh my goodness.
And then probably one of the flying saucers that the Nazis developed and tried to pass off as alien technology. They probably got one of those down there.
Oh yeah.
And then they have climate controlled rooms, all types of shit. They got all types of shit down in there.
It's like all the stuff that people have always said was in Area 51 is really in the Vatican.
Yeah, it's really the Vatican.
You're right.
They had to tell you the truth, but not tell you the truth.
Right. The
9 truths and 1 lie.
Yep.
The 1 lie that it was here in America at Area 51. Everybody's like, that shit ain't even real, bro. Yeah, it is. It's all just underneath the Vatican.
Yeah. It's just on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the planet, underneath the Vatican. So take it as you want it. But what I really want to get into tonight is this thing called the Chronovisor. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So I got the handy dandy, the green notebook. Good old greenie. So Pellegrino Areti. He was a monk. He was a scientist. He was well respected. He was honest. You know, and like he wasn't like one of those like monks, like Shire monks or something. He was like a Bennington or Bentington or something like that. Whatever, however you say it. He was one of those monks, you know. So he was involved with the Vatican, the church, everything like that. He was a pretty high-ranking clergyman and everything. And he, like I said, he was well respected. Even up to his death, he was still pretty well respected in the clergy of the Catholic Church and people of faith. Like, they still listened to things that he said. They just thought like just no one, like people were like, nah, man, there ain't no way you made like a thing called a chronovisor. Okay. So he told this guy named Francois Bruin all about it. And he was a fellow clergyman. And the Francois Bruin went on to write books about this shit. And he included pictures that Areti had given Bruin. And he included blueprints on how they built this chronovisor in the book. You know, and everybody's like, oh, it's pseudoscience. It's not real. It's this, it's that. Okay. But I want everybody to think about this, you know, because yes, there has been claims and people's efforts to say that one of the pictures that Areti gave Bruin was just like it was like a superimposed or it was like an altered painting.
Yeah, from
someone else had done.
Yeah, from a really, really long time ago.
From a really old painting, and it was like a superimposed and altered one.
Right.
And then, but it's never been 100% confirmed that was it, you know? And then there was the same claim with the Jesus picture that he released, that it was, you know, it was just one of those superimposed pictures again from really old. But in the late 1980s, so all this happened back in like the 50s. But in the late 1980s, after the Vatican would have already had this technology sealed away in their archives and everything down in the vault in the library, they released a law to where any clergyman that was using a device similar to the Chronovirus would be excommunicated.
So
if it's not real, none of it ever happened, why would you have to make a whole law outlawing it to the point where they will get excommunicado? And let's face it, they'll get killed.
Right.
You'll pretty much get killed if you use this technology.
Right.
But it doesn't exist. And it never happened.
Or it doesn't work.
We have to make a law. I'm just like, take all that information with a grain of salt. Okay? Take it as you will. Do with it what you will. We're all adults here. And that's why I try to provide as much information for everybody as we can so we can all make our own decision and just have a nice discussion. Okay? So on with the deal. One night, Bruin and Aretti are like walking and they're talking. And Bruin mentioned something about speculation in the Bible, how it's all speculation. And Aretti is like, oh, no, it's not speculation. I can, I can like show you, like I can recall. And like, or he couldn't show him. He could like tell him, because, and he was like, how? There's no way that you could have, like made this technology. It's too great. It's this, it's that. Like, how would you even do it? So Aretti told Bruin. And he said, I'll explain it. So in the early 50s, he was going to the University of Catholicism in Milan, where he was approached by the Vatican, the bishops, the church, the clergymen, everything. And they asked him to help with this science, quote unquote, like science project. And God, one of the scientists was, I forget his name. It started with a P.
Oh, yeah.
The third scientist that helped him make this machine was Wernher von Braun, the founder of NASA. And another fun fact about Wernher von Braun, the founder of NASA, is on his gravestone. He has a quote from Genesis talking about the earth being in a dome encased by the firmament.
What?
Take that as you will. Take that information as you will. That is real. You can go to his gravestone today, walk around to the backside of it, and see that engraved on the back that he had, or it might be on the front. It's on his gravestone. You can walk right up to it and see it. He had special instructions to have it put on.
Oh, that's insane. It was like his way to like release them. Like his last,
it was like his last like karmic thing to
Yeah.
like put out, because he
Yeah.
did all that work to deceive people with space, maybe.
Right. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, dude. Like, so just do what you want with that information.
And that was who? The one from
Wernher
NASA?
von Braun, from the Nazi that we
I was gonna
hired
say,
and made the NASA, the space organization.
Okay, I was gonna say he was the one
Him.
that was a Nazi, whatever.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
It was him. So they all worked on this machine. And what it started out being was someone heard what they thought was like their father on this recording. So whenever they went in and they listened and they analyzed and they were able to figure out and like bring it up, and it was their father, but it was in a conversation that they weren't there, they weren't recording, they were young. It was because their father, it wasn't a clergyman like this man was that brought them, these three men, the recording. He was a furniture maker.
No, he was a shoemaker.
Oh, he's a shoemaker.
Yeah,
He was a shoemaker. And he was arguing over some like adhesive or like
shoe glue.
Like shoe glue, some adhesive. And the boy, like the guy couldn't believe it. He was like, there's no way that this could have happened. There's no way that this is on this tape. It shouldn't be on this tape. So these guys like started breaking it down and figuring it out scientifically. And they figured out that life is a lot like a record. So like you can impose sounds and everything into a record to manipulate it to create songs for you on a vinyl. Life is like that. There is supposedly, and there is the world of the Elohim. So we don't know. The spirit world, we don't know.
Right.
So supposedly in the spirit world, everything we do in life gets like flashed. Just every moment we live is just superimposed and flashed onto this spirit world. and it leaves behind these little remnants of like light, photon, and sound waves. Little remnants of like fossils of it.
You know, and how people would be like, I'll see ghosts, and they're replaying
Right.
a scene, and it's the same scene every day.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, you know, it's probably something like that where like for some reason their like photon or whatever are like coming through.
Mm-hmm. It might be. It might be. We don't know. But according to these men, they figured out how to tap into that shit. And they were able to use antennas and different frequencies and vibrations and things like that, tapping into them. And it could impose what was going on this monitor, on this screen. And they couldn't believe it. They just couldn't believe what they were seeing in front of their eyes. And even already, whenever he was telling Bruin all this, he goes, I know you don't believe me. I know that you don't believe any of this, but it's true. He even was like, I know you're going to be skeptical. I know it's going to be like sound crazy, like this, and that, but it's true. And if history can repeat itself anywhere, usually when guys are like that, it's like, yeah, you should believe that dude. Because he's being like straight up and honest with you. You know, because he knows he's seen something, done something, knows something that is just insane.
Yeah, and he can't even really believe what it is that he saw or did or whatever. So it's like, I know you're not going to believe it because I still don't believe it, but this is like for real, like legit what happened.
Yeah, for real. So like, I believe that I didn't want to believe that the chronovisor was real, because in my opinion, because this is a form of time travel. So, but the fact that this deals with like the superimposed onto the spiritual realm, you know, we don't know how that works. It may not move like we move. How we're supposedly spinning around doing all this, doing all that. According to the data that science gives us for how our universe and Earth and world and everything is, time travel is 1,000% impossible. And if you want to make the argument that all things are possible through God, well, then impossibility is a possibility. And it is impossible to time travel. Because not only would you have to know the time and the location of where you're wanting to go on the physical planet, you would have to know the location, the rotation, the axis, the spin, the speed of where the planet is. Then you got to know where our galaxy is our planet is in the solar system in the galaxy in the universe, how it's rotating. You have to know all this before you can physically transport your body. Then on top of that, to do it, unless you were able to open up an Einsteinian Rosen bridge, you would have to completely dematerialize yourself, open a portal, which is just essentially another Einstein Rosen bridge, send your dematerialized molecules through this portal, come out the other end, and rematerialize yourself into the perfect form that you left before you arrived there. Fucking impossible. It's impossible. Like when people sit there and try and speculate time travel, I'm like, nope. That is not possible whatsoever.
That is
It's not going to happen.
Wow.
It's not.
Why?
It's just not. It's just not. I don't think there is enough time to do that, because to do that, you would have to know how big the universe is, because you would have to be able to grid it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And there is a cosmic speed limit. You can only go as fast as the speed of light. No one will ever live long enough to see something go from one end of the universe to the other. It'll never happen. And you have to do it there and back. This way, then that way. And you have to do it multiple times to create a grid pattern.
Right. No.
So it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And then you have to go in and grid your galaxy. And then you have to go in and grid your solar system. And then your planet. You know? It ain't going to happen. It ain't. I don't think it's in the cards, bud. I don't think it's in the cards. I thoroughly don't believe in time travel. I just don't believe in it. I don't think it can happen. Now this, though, being able to see small images or hear like small sounds, you know, being able to tap into the past because it's superimposed on on the spirit realm, and we're able to line up frequencies and everything to match it and hear it. Yeah, I mean, life is vibrations, frequencies, and light photons.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense to me.
It does, though. It really does.
That it kind of like makes sense that you would be able to do that.
Yeah, because it's kind of like phasing, whatever.
Kinda. Like the way like some of these people try to make it sound is like it's something like you could turn on like a television, you know, and just watch an event like television.
Oh, that is
And
scary.
I don't think it's like that. I think it's like, you know, you can get like stills, or you might get like maybe some like movement kind of like this, you know, just slight like back and forth, kind of like how you take your pictures. Yeah, that shit's real because it's in iPhones. Similar tech to what they use, how you do your lives.
Yeah.
You click it and it's just a picture, but you can hold it for like a sec and they'll kind of move around for a second. That's probably what it's like with the Chronovisor. That's probably exactly how it is.
And they just found out a way to connect or to go.
Well, they got to put the karmic stuff out there, so they just dumbed down the version and gave it to you on your phone. So that's what's going on. Damn it.
Eye opener over there.
It might be, man. Like I said, though, it's all theory and it's all speculation. So I don't want everybody to think that I'm married to this idea. You know, this thing couldn't even be real. Yeah, it could all just be bullshit. And that's totally what I thought. That's totally what I thought. Until I saw the part where they made a whole law to not do it.
Yeah, the law is what gets me.
That's what gets me, because like the amount of time that you have to put in to think of a law, word it legally, put it into a binding law contract, and then submit it. The amount of effort and time to do that for something that's not even fucking real, so you say, that is an ungodly amount of resources wasted.
A lot.
For something that's not real.
Yeah. If I was that person trying to do that, I would be mad.
Yeah, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's more than likely something to it. More than likely something to it. Because the Vatican does have a lot of secrets, you know? I mean,
they sure do.
You can go out and read. There was this guy that lived with some of those popes for a while. And he said a lot of them are pedophiles and a lot of them are gay.
Oh, yeah. And they like keep each other's secrets.
Yep. They keep each other's secrets. Like, you tell anybody I'm touching kids, I'm going to tell someone that you're touching boys.
That is so disgusting.
Yeah. So they're kind of like they got each other's back. So it's like.
I mean, I see it because you see it like all over in churches all the time. And then even like.
Just the stories.
Or you see like ex like priests or whatever who are now like.
Yeah.
Now gay, married and. You know, to a man. And
there's a lot of ex-holy men that are gay.
Yeah, there is. There really is.
That's kind of weird. Like, I wonder what the correlation is with that.
I have no idea. But I always, and like, it's also not just Catholic religion either.
No, it's all of them.
It's
all of them. It's weird.
I
don't know. Maybe there's something about.
Because we're not supposed to be like abstinent.
Celibate.
Yeah, whatever. We're not supposed to be. God wants us to be with each other.
Yeah, we're supposed to be humping each other.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be humping and being fruitful.
Yeah.
You know?
He wants us to be loving. We're not meant to not do that.
We're not meant to be all like gummed up. It ain't good for you. But I 1,000% think that the Vatican has many, many, many secrets down there in its archives. Because there was a old Turkish Bible that would probably be one of the first like actual Bibles like ever wrote.
Oh, that would be so cool.
And it disappeared.
Oh, man.
And in it, Jesus, in all of his talks, he never says, I'm the Son of God. He says, I am the Son of Man.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Never, not once in the whole Bible, in that Bible, does he say that I am the Son of God, but I am the Son of Man.
Oh, that's really interesting.
That is interesting. I would like to read into that and get more of people's thoughts on that.
And then, like, see, I wonder when and where it got changed to the Son of Man to the Son of God.
I don't know. I don't know if they like did they do that to help with like the divinity and everything like that. I don't know. I don't know. But I will tell everybody this: Jesus Christ is God. He is the way, the truth. You believe whatever you want to believe. That's cool. That's your opinion. That's why it's a free world. And that is what Jesus has taught me, that you're allowed to do it, allowed to believe what you want to believe. And it's not my job to judge you on that. Okay. It's only my job to pray that everybody is okay. You know? So I'll cast my net and let everybody know. Yeah, Jesus Christ is the Lord. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the one that has stood the test of time. He is the one. Like, why even with this new Abrahamic Accords, this one world religion hub that they're building, why can I build a statue or worship and openly pray to every deity, every religion, even Christianity, but I cannot create a statue of Jesus?
And why is Jesus always blurted out on like TVs and stuff? Like if you have a shirt that says Jesus on it, you have to turn it inside out or they
they'll
censor
blur
it
it out.
Exactly.
You know? Why is as soon as you can talk about God, but as soon as you start specifying him, Jesus Christ, boom, they're gone. You can talk about Muhammad. You can talk about Buddha. I don't get it. You know, I'm just saying, guys, those are just some observations I've made. Might want to start thinking about it, paying attention while it's still free and not regulated. So, yeah, do I believe that the Vatican is hiding shit from us?
Definitely.
No doubt. Do I think the Chronovisor is real? Probably. There's probably like some type of way to be able to like tap back into like old photons, electrons, wavelengths, and be able to like pull out like a residual, or be able to like just pull out like a sound clip or something. Cause shit, I mean, we're able now to take mummies and 3D print their vocal cords and recreate like the way they sounded.
That is insane. And then like that one that we saw where they went with the shroud.
Oh yeah, the Shroud of Turin, and then they were able to like recreate Jesus's body and everything.
That is insane. Down to the sword, all of his swords, all over his body, everywhere, and his head.
Oh, dude, it was nutty. Like, it was nutty.
Yeah, like his head was insane looking.
But I think I really do think that they are hiding shit, and it's probably a lot of shit that would help humanity and help bring us closer to him. And I think that they're just they know the truth and they're speaking parts of the truth, but they're just egotistical and they want to do it. They want to be like, I brought them to you. I did it. You know, and like they're not really doing anything. You know, they're just saying a name. That's where you got to humble yourself. Watch out for people like that. But let me know down in the comments what you think. If you think the Chronovisor is real, if you think the Vatican is hiding secrets from us, or if they're just being super protective over old texts and they don't want anyone just like touching them and putting their dirty little fingerprints all over them. I mean, it could be something as simple and innocent as that.
It could be. Because they are very, very old. And even like where I had worked, we had like hundreds of years old like law books.
Yeah.
And we had to wear gloves. No one can really touch them. It like, you know, that they're really
had to know,
sensitive.
Like what you were looking for.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be a very similar thing.
Yeah.
And this could all just be speculation and people's conspiracy theory running wild. But another fun fact of information to hold on to, the CIA created and coined the term conspiracy theorist way back in the day so that we wouldn't look too heavy into JFK. Again, computer's right in front of you. Look it up. But that's probably going to do it for the show tonight, guys. I love you. I love you guys so much. You guys, want to give a big shout out to everybody that's been coming out and watching. TikTok's blowing up. I know y'all probably get tired of hearing this every time that I'm on the cast, but damn it, I can't help it, man. I love you guys so much. You're the best audience in the world.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the views, the interaction, the subs. We're climbing. I love it. I hope that y'all enjoyed the cast. Let me know down below. Let me know. Do y'all think that the Chronovisor is real? Do you think the Vatican is hiding secrets from us? Do you think the pictures produced by the Chronovisor are real? I don't know. Let me know. Let us know down in the comments. Maybe we can make more of a video on it. But tomorrow, tune in at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube channel, because we talked about this thing called the Chronovisor in the Vatican. Tomorrow, the show is going to be about Ark of the Covenant being in a church in Ethiopia. That one's super interesting. It's super cool. It has its speculations, tons of theory. We're going to get into it. We're going to present y'all with some facts. Let me know what you think, okay? Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to snipe that sub button, like the video. I will see you tomorrow, guys. 9:30 p.m. If you don't want to come to that show tomorrow, we are going to be doing the watch party of The Chosen on Sunday. We'll be going live at 6:45. The show starts streaming at 7. I hope to see y'all there. And y'all know what to do. Until next time. It's super simple. It's super... Kim, do you want to tell him? Do you want to tell him?
Sure.
Go ahead and tell him. Go and tell him.
Stay sexy.
That's right, guys. Just stay sexy. I love you. I love you, sexy.